Hello and welcome back to the CFC Talk podcast. I'm your host, Mohammad Soleja, as always joined by the other hosts, Amart. Actually, just one tonight because Alex is going to miss out because of some work, but hopefully he should be back before or after the Leicester game. We don't know which one exactly, but one of them at least. But tonight we're joined by a special guest, Enoch, and as I was corrected the last recording that we did, he is an aspiring journalist who writes for the Chelsea Social as well as the Chelsea Spot, as well as now you'll see more of him hopefully in a video format in the future one, as he's going to be our chief guests. Can we call him chief guests?
Recurring guest
or regular guests. or he's going to be a reoccurring guest at our podcast. So a guest host, I guess that would be the right word to use. Enoch, welcome to the podcast. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, I'm quite privileged to be on here and looking forward to recording many podcasts with you guys.
It's great to have you. But yeah, a tough podcast to record and not the best of debuts for Enoch as we discuss the Chelsea and Arsenal game. 1-0 the scoreline. Jorginho's back pass and error leading to a goal which they held on till the 90th minute, and prime Barcelona, or I don't know what to say, Amart, really. Just, it's a Chelsea thing to win against City, to win against Liverpool, Real Madrid, Atletico, and then lose twice to Arsenal in a season. Great. Yeah. Under two managers as well.
Yeah, I mean, prime Barcelona will be a stretch. I think the first leg against us was, yes, they were prime Barcelona, but with yesterday's game, they were prime Stoke City because they scored and then they defended. It reminded me of Stoke City of the past, where they score one goal and sit back, pack whatever it is, they pack the bus, the train, the helicopter, whatever it is, they pack at the back and make sure that we don't get in. So yeah, they were like that. It was like playing a small team, like one of the small teams, and like the way we struggle against the smaller sides. That's how it was yesterday, and I think that is the mindset that they came with. That is the kind of approach that they came with, because they weren't really playing much. They weren't attacking. They weren't having. I think we had more possession than them. We had more chances than them, but we really couldn't make any use of it, and we gifted them a goal too in the end. So probably should have turned out 1-0 against them or a 0-0 draw. But Chelsea being Chelsea, we just decided to become charitable today. So
sorry, I was muted, but yeah, I was going to agree with you. I think Chelsea just there's performances where we kind of dominate and we still don't win, and it's a draw or it's a loss where the team scores late in the game. But then this was a game where we just never found our footing, and I guess we could say that because we have a FA Cup final, unlike Arsenal, in 2 days' time from the Arsenal game, and we decided to rest our players and use players who weren't playing as much and kind of doing a rotation, which might have been the reason that we never found our footing and we kind of just never grew into a game. But Enoch, your quick thoughts on the game and what you thought of our performance.
I still think it was a very frustrating game. We shouldn't use that excuse that, it was our second string of players, because our second string of players are still clear of Arsenal's first team players. We had more quality on the field, and it was literally our game to lose. And us being Chelsea, we did just that. We promptly went and lost the game. I don't know how. It was one of the most disgusting matches I've ever seen. And I think conceding a goal early on and watching your team not score for 90 minutes is worse than conceding a late goal. It was just pure pain for me. I don't know how you guys watched it, but I was watching it with clenched teeth and just grimacing most of the time, brother.
Yeah, definitely it was a frustrating game, definitely, and especially the fact that for me, I think this was one of probably it is like the worst Arsenal team ever, and they've done a double over us. So it's frustrating. It was a disappointing result, and we could have capitalized on the fact that Man United lost to Leicester City, and then we could have just closed the gap between us and them, but we didn't do it as usual. And yeah, we lost. We completely lost the plot.
I think we didn't just lose the plot; we never had the plot. It was as Enoch said, it was very frustrating to watch this team play. And I guess I'm blaming it on because of the fact that we were rotating. But yeah, I agree with Enoch as well on the point of our secondary players or our backup players being better than Arsenal's players. And I guess it's not an excuse to kind of say it's prioritize FA Cup final over league game, as every game towards the end of the season becomes important, whether it be Arsenal, Man City, Aston Villa, Leicester, anyone it be. And every game just becomes like a final. Every game it becomes a must-win game. And now, I guess right now, as of now, we're safe because I think Liverpool are losing right now to Man United, but I guess someone's gotten a penalty or something.
No,
right
the penalty
now,
was overturned, so we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Penalty was overturned.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Okay, but yeah, I mean the goal. Let's talk about. Let's dive straight into the goal. Actually, before that, Havertz's miss.
Yeah.
Our finishing, like I think, what do we need? What do we need for finishing?
I think we don't even need a good striker. We can have a half decent striker. I would take a Callum Wilson, brother, and he would score at least 10 more goals than our strikers are scoring this season. It's quite sad to watch the clear cut chances that they're getting, and they're wasting it. It's like having Kurt Zuma going in on goal. Just horrible finishing on all parts. Not even one striker has been on good form.
Yeah, and I think finishing has been one of our major issues, not just with Tuchel, but with Lampard as well. Because I remember with Lampard, we're definitely on the offensive a lot, and we were getting a lot of chances in the box, but our finishing was very, very poor, and it seems like it's continued under Tuchel. And yeah, I totally agree with Enoch, because imagine a player like Callum Wilson got those chances. Like by now he's scoring like hat tricks every game or something. Because if you guys can remember the Madrid game, the second leg, we had way more chances than them. We could beat Madrid like 6-0 or something. Imagine Bayern Munich was playing against Madrid at that time. Like Bayern Munich would smoke them completely. And we had chances yesterday and we missed it. Like that Havertz chance was shocking. Like you got this and you were 1-on-1. Even the thing was that Leno didn't even come out, so you could place the ball wherever you wanted to place it, and you chose to sky it. And yeah, it was frustrating, and we really couldn't recover from that. We were punished severely.
Not just punished, but punished by our own player. Jorginho was like, you know what? I've had enough of Havertz and Werner missing. I'm just going to pass it back to Kepa. And you know
At
what?
least his shot was on target. At least his shot was on target. No, I'm not having it, dude. He had one shot on target, something our other strikers didn't have.
No, yeah. I mean, the biggest debate with that pass that Jorginho made, or that back pass, was whose fault was it? Was it Jorginho's fault? Was it Kepa's fault? Was Zuma there? I can't remember. Was Zuma at fault? I can't remember. Mainly, it was just Kepa and Jorginho.
Yeah,
I don't think it was Kepa's fault actually. I would put the blame on Zuma and Jorginho more than on Kepa, because Jorginho clearly looked up twice. He looked up once before passing the ball, and then he looked up again, and then he proceeds to still pass the ball into the goal. I don't know what's happening in his brain at that moment, but he literally looked up, sees Kepa's not in the goal. He looks up again, he sees again, oh, Kepa's not there. And he's like, nah, I'm just going to pass it into the goal. I don't know what he was thinking at that time. Has to be Jorginho.
Yeah, same. Like
I agree. I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it, Amart. Go for it.
No, I want to go. I want to go last on this one.
I prefer Kepa. No, the reason I want to go last is because I've given Kepa a lot of stick throughout the season, so I want to kind of support him.
Okay,
but yeah,
no
I'll go ahead and I'll say, if you want to go last, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and say it wasn't Kepa's fault as much as I prefer roasting Kepa every single episode, even though he doesn't play. And I think no, it wasn't at all. That pass, he still saved it, and he still
Yeah.
tried to save the shot as well. So he did what he could on his own, and maybe you could say, I guess that like there was this debate that we were seeing is Kepa was out of his position or not at the right space. But realistically, you don't expect Jorginho to pass it from there at that speed in that way. A back pass, and especially from midfield when you've got Zuma, you've got two defenders behind a midfielder. You always expect him to pass it to the defender. He wouldn't just directly shoot it or pass it at the goalkeeper. So in a sense, yeah, I don't blame Kepa at all. If anything, he tried to save it as much as he could, and you can't really do much when it's 1-on-1. The attacker always has the advantage. So Jorginho gets the blame for me, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, definitely Jorginho. And the thing about that is that I know people are trying to apportion blame to Zuma, especially. And I don't know. I've seen a couple of Kepa, but I think the Kepa ones are just weird. But the Zuma one, the first thing that I'm saying, like I'll say is that pass that Zuma gave to Jorginho, it's not like we've not seen it before. We've seen it happen throughout the season many times, and we've seen that defense very capable of passing their way out of tricky situations like that. So for Zuma, he like if I was Zuma, I'm not thinking that who is more free or whatever it is. I'm thinking that this is Jorginho, and Jorginho isn't really surrounded by Arsenal defenders. The Arsenal strikers were not really that close to him, so he wasn't really under pressure. And this is Jorginho. We know Jorginho and Kovacic have done that so many times, and they've gotten out of defenses, and they'll be able to pass their way out of defenses. So I'm trusting Jorginho and giving him this pass. But I think Jorginho made the biggest error. Like Enoch said, he raised his head up, and for me, I don't think he actually saw Kepa. I don't think he saw Kepa. Kepa was in bright green, and he was supposed to see him. But I think when he saw the two strikers behind him or the two Arsenal players behind him, he kind of panicked, and he decided to pass it a goal, hoping that Kepa was standing there. But I mean, Kepa, for me, Kepa was doing the right thing because he came closer to receive the pass better. I've seen Mendy do that many times. He moved away from where he was and came closer to receive the pass better. But Jorginho made that mistake and passed it straight into the goal post, the goal. And I think technically, if that didn't had gone, like if that goal wasn't scored, they would have gotten an indirect free kick because the pass Jorginho made, technically it was a handball by Kepa because he wasn't supposed to catch that, but he touched it. So I think the indirect free kick would be taken on the 6-yard line, which would still be dangerous, but like with that, at least we'll have our 11 players standing there behind it, and probably it might not go through. But yeah, I think Kepa did very well there. I don't think Zuma is at all to blame. He had 4 options, he chose one, and the one that he chose failed him. So I really can't blame Zuma for that. I solely blame the person who made that pass. That's it.
Another thing I think we have to address is the reaction to the mistake. So Jorginho passes it into the net. Kepa goes running full speed and dives and saves it. So he's reacted very well. Meanwhile, Jorginho, who did the pass, he's just standing there. So there's Emil Smith-Rowe, who's running full pelt. There's Aubameyang, they're both running full pelt. So they easily outnumber our defenders. While if Jorginho did what he was supposed to do, he would have run back and we would have got more bodies in the box and less chances of them scraping that goal in. That shot by Emil also was not a very convincing shot at all. It was just like, it was a 50-50 shot. So it's just like the lack of commitment was there. Like he didn't switch on at all. So it was quite, what do you call it, one of those moments that you really don't know how to explain.
Yeah, I think Jorginho was off the whole night. I think he was off the whole night because in the beginning he made some dodgy passes, gave away the ball like 2 or 3 times before that issue happened. And then you're right. When Kepa saved before he started running, because like he should have started running immediately, he made a mistake. Like he would have gotten closer to Smith-Rowe, but when he saw Kepa make that save and clear it off the line, that is when he started running, and at that point it was just too late.
Yeah.
I think it was just one of those moments where he was just caught off guard. But yeah, I agree with him. Jorginho was off the whole night, including the whole Chelsea squad. What were we doing, honestly? What else were we going to discuss?
The only Chelsea player that wasn't off through the night was taken off at halftime. Yeah, was taken off at halftime.
Exactly.
Now I don't know what was going to Tuchel. I think Tuchel is a master. Like, he has proven that he's a master tactician. He has proven that when he came to Chelsea, but he had it wrong with this one. I think at the end he even admitted that he made a few mistakes and stuff like that. He didn't say what it was, and he said he wouldn't say it, but he admitted that he had made a few mistakes. And for me, I think taking Gilmore off the second half and putting Mount in the middle there, or as part of the pivot next to Jorginho, was one of the biggest mistakes ever, because you just nerf Mount's abilities completely. And even getting to the end, you could see that Mount left the midfield and was going forward more. And yeah, I think that was also a very big mistake. I think Jorginho should have gone off instead. Or I think Kante was also on the bench. I can't remember, but I think Kante was on the bench. Kante could have come on. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I don't think Kante would have been that effective, because Arsenal was basically sitting on their bums at this moment. And we didn't need a Kante who would be... Kante is more of that breaking up the play kind of midfielder, right? And we just needed someone who would do the dirty passes, which Billy Gilmore was doing so effectively. He was just getting the ball, collecting it, passing it, just doing the simple stuff that Jorginho was failing to do. So it was quite a shock for me to see him come off at halftime.
I was going to make a point here, but I just kind of forgot my thought process. But yeah, I was going to say, I think, Tuchel, I think, have you guys seen the meme where they say, hold my beer? I guess Tuchel was kind of just doing that. You know, they were like, no one can have a worse start against Arsenal than Tuchel. Tuchel's first half. Tuchel was like, hold my beer, I'm just going to make it worse in the second half by making wrong substitutions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, realistically, that substitution was wrong, and as Enoch said, I agree with him as well on this, with the fact that Arsenal were defending, and they were for them the 3 points were more. I guess the 3 points for them were more important than for us, because of the fact that we had a cup final coming up, and we were kind of in a good position in the top four. I don't want to jinx it and then say we can end up finishing outside it, but.
I mean, that wouldn't be completely bad if you guys are still depending on the parallels, because 2012 we finished outside the top four. So if we finish outside the top four, it's still the same thing.
I don't think any Chelsea fan. I don't think I will jump in and say I don't think there is any Chelsea fan who wants to sit on the 29th.
As long as we're winning the Champions League, I don't care where we finish. We might as well get relegated.
No.
I mean,
is that technically possible?
No, it's not. It's not possible.
No, it is. If you finish top four, you get to a Champions League final.
If you're relegated and
you win the Champions League, but you get relegated, so you're in the second division of England's football, and you play Champions League football. If that makes sense. But then again, what are you doing if you want
to? That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be that's one in the thing. But I was just going to add on and say, I kind of forgot what I was going to say. But I was going to say that, I've lost my thought process again. I was saying something, someone came in and said something and then just left. So, I can't really remember what exactly I was going to say. But yeah, I think we might have to wait for Amart to come back on. Just to give him a second. He should usually be back on.
All right.
Please come back. Attempt to reconnect. Yeah, connected. Thank you.
I think we should talk about the substitutions right now. Like, what didn't work?
Amart, did you refresh or were you here?
No, my internet cut off, but it's back.
Okay. So you didn't refresh?
No, I didn't refresh.
Okay. Let's get back to it. I think substitutions. Yeah, substitutions. Go for it, guys. I didn't really watch much of the second half. I was just kind of doing two things at one time, so I was just peeping over every minute or two just to kind of check what's happening. So substitutions, go on, guys.
Yeah, but I mean we even had a chance with Mount. I think just after the goal, Aspi made a very very good run, and I think he passed to, I've forgotten who it was, but I think it was Reese or somebody like that. And then Mount had a shot that was blocked by Holding, and to be honest, I first thought that was a handball, but even the replays didn't even show it well for me. I don't know, and I really thought that was a handball and supposed should have been a penalty, but I think probably I saw it wrongly. It hit his chest or something, or his thigh or something. But yeah, that was also a chance that we had in the first half.
I can't exactly remember. Was it? Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the handball one. Yeah, that. Yeah, it's not. I wasn't. I didn't think it was a handball.
I think that was one of the times that VAR just decided to go on a break, because VAR was just popping in and popping out whenever they wanted in the game. There were some dodgy tackles, and there was even a Mount collision at the end there in the second half where they didn't even show the replay. They didn't even show the replay. Mount was down. They didn't even show the replay. They just left it, and I don't know why they did that. But
I think
we
more
can also
than
talk
blaming
about Callum.
VAR, we very clearly had ourselves to blame for this loss.
Definitely. We are definitely the first to blame. Yeah. But we can also talk about the Callum's performance, and I think he was also one of the players that was he was also one of the players that had a terrible night, like a terrible, probably more than Jorginho, but he really had a terrible. He made good runs into the box, but his final result, his final pass was completely bad, man. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've given Callum hudson-odoi as many chances as he could get. I think he hasn't been the best for us this season, and this kind of goes to show how, if he does stay at Chelsea, he'll always be a substitute, and he'll always be second choice to Reece James, I guess. And at the start of the Tuchel era, we kind of thought, yes, Callum hudson-odoi at right wing back is working really well, and then just all just got shut down, and it just somehow Reece James managed to fit into that position and just take over. Yeah, really poor from Callum. I think he can do a lot better, and he's done a lot better in that position, playing for Chelsea. I mean, against Arsenal, was he exactly at that position, or I can't exactly remember.
He was playing as part of the two that were behind the striker. At least before we had no formation, while we still were playing in a formation, because at one point we basically said, fuck it, we are just going to play Zuma in the box. Whoever, literally everyone was just standing in the box and we were just crossing random, spamming balls into the box. So I at least while we were still playing in a formation, he was part of the two behind the striker, and he was struggling in that role. He's more of a natural wide player, and he really struggles playing more inwards. It was clear that he is really not the finished product at all, and we really have to be patient with him.
Yeah. But yesterday was frustrating from him, to be honest. Like, we Chelsea fans, like every Chelsea fan knows the potential that he has. He has great potential. I mean, Bayern Munich wanted him, and we still kept him. So yeah, that potential is still there. But I think there was even a chance in the end in the second half where it was 3-on-2, and he picked the worst pass to make. He didn't pass to Giroud. He just crossed it way in front of Giroud, and Pulisic slid trying to get the shot, and it didn't work. But I think he should have done way better with that, and I was so annoyed when he did that, because that was a chance that was just begging to be scored, and we didn't score it.
On the topic of Giroud, he had a horror show. I think that's been pretty much overlooked by people. Oh my, he was disastrous. Giroud? He had a horror show. Who's Giroud?
Yes, I don't know. I don't know Giroud. After that performance, I don't know who he is.
You completely forgot who
Are we talking about the same guy who scored a hat trick against Sevilla and the guy who scored a bicycle kick against Atletico Madrid?
Yeah.
The same guy.
Okay.
I mean, I think the attackers were all off. I think, but at least Giroud hit the bar. He hit the crossbar I think after Zuma's
No,
header that
but
hit the crossbar, and then he hit the crossbar as well, and man, like I was so
no, do you
frustrated.
remember that there was like a mistake by the keeper.
Yeah,
He passed it to a defender, and then I think Jorginho or someone really pressed the player, and he got a sort of bouncing ball. So it was basically just him and Leno, and he basically had to volley it at goal. And this guy just skied it,
yeah, he
skied it.
blasted
Like,
it.
if you
Yeah,
remember Simone Zaza hitting that
yeah,
penalty, is basically
yeah,
that's how far it went. That's how far it went. Man was trying to see, can I hit it out of the stadium? And he almost succeeded. Disgusting shot it was.
yeah. I mean, like
I
yesterday.
think
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think Bruce's car was outside the stadium, so he was just trying to hit that.
Yeah, man. Like, but also like yesterday we missed Werner a lot. Like yesterday was a game where I think Werner would have really shined in, but yeah. So then like these are the games where you hope that players like that are in it, because when Ziyech came in, Ziyech changed the game a bit. He changed our attack a bit. He was crossing more. He was even trying to take shots on and stuff like that. But I think if Werner was there, Werner would completely run in behind. Werner's problem is the offside. Probably yesterday he would have definitely be offside as well, but he would have run in behind those defenders and got onto a ball and just given a good pass, because we're really lacking a good cross or a good assist or a good something into the box, anything good into the box, and we're lacking it yesterday. And then whenever it got into the box too, we're not finishing like how we normally did. And yeah, it was very frustrating. And I keep saying frustrating, but that's the game. That's what the game was. The game was basically a frustrating game, a very annoying game. And yeah, everybody was off, and it was crazy.
I think to kind of end this Arsenal review, a good summary would be Chelsea went on to win against the champions of England 2-1 in the 95th minute, while conceding a goal due to an individual error and losing to a mid-table team, Arsenal. That's the if you had to summarize, or the best summary once, hopefully, when we do win the Champions League, would be Chelsea won the Champions League, lost twice to a 10th place Arsenal team.
I think you're flattering Arsenal too much. If we win the Champions League, everybody's going to forget about Arsenal. That's the truth. If we win,
No one cares.
no
Honestly, no one
about
cares.
us. No one cares.
If we win the Champions League, we get more bragging rights. Right now, we're flexing the one Champions League we've got. We're gonna have twice the Champions League trophies we have right now.
Exactly,
Oh
and we're
my.
going to
You know,
we're going to have one shot of what Manchester United has. Manchester United has 3, and Barcelona has 4. So we'll be short of Barcelona twice, by 2, and we'll be short of Man
exactly.
United by 1. So it's meant like bragging rights galore.
I'll sign a contract that says you have to lose to Arsenal every time we play them next season, as long as we know we're winning the Champions League. I'm doing that. I don't care. It's the Champions League. Like, who cares about Arsenal? They almost got relegated. Come on, we don't.
You just reminded me of Ranieri. The Champions League, man. The Champions League.
Hey, no, I mean, credit to Leicester where it's due. Like, they've been incredible this season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I haven't really been following Leicester, but just seeing their rise in football is just so amazing, and it's I guess it's time we rearrange the Big Six. I don't know
Yeah.
why Tottenham are still in it with 0 trophies in the last 40-something years or something. I don't even
It's
lost count.
crazy. Did you see the Sky Sports list that they did, like of the Big 6 teams that have won the Premier League? Yeah.
Okay,
No.
let's quickly do this. This might be a bit off topic, but Amart, quickly, your top 6, just the team names, and then we'll move on to Enoch's, and then I'll say mine.
Okay, it's the regular tops, like what we have now, but take out Spurs and put in Leicester. That's it. Take out Spurs, put in Leicester. So Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, who else? Arsenal are even on a tightrope, and then Leicester.
Okay, Enoch, your top 6.
I'd say the same thing, but I think right now if West Ham can keep up this current form next season as well, they're going to be challenging for Arsenal. I mean, this season it's been like a revelation season for them, but let's see if they can keep this up. No, bye-bye to Arsenal. They're dusted.
They're dusted. Okay, mine. I would say. Okay, let me just have I'll say City. I'll say Manchester City, Man United, Leicester, Chelsea. These 4 have to be in it. Liverpool, I'll give them the get-go. And the 4th one, or the 5th, or I can't count. The 6th one, I can't get. The thing is, I don't want to give it to Tottenham because they can't remember the last time they won anything except the Audi Cup, and then Arsenal, they're just Arsenal. So, like, I'd rather give it to Sheffield than Arsenal at this point. I'll probably have to agree with.
The thing about the big 6 is this: when we're growing up, or in the past, when the Premier League started, the big 6 were like the most successful teams. Like, not necessarily the most successful, but the teams that were constantly in that one. It wasn't the big 6; it was a big 4. Like in the first was just a big 4 from 1 to 4. That was it. And then in recent years, when Leicester did well, Tottenham also started creeping in, and it became and Liverpool and all those people. It became 6. It became like a fight for that 6th spot. But now it's changed. Now it's more financial. They are 6. We are top 6 because we make the most revenue. We have the most money. That's it. That's what the top 6 means now. It doesn't even mean performances. It just means who is more financially sound. That's it. That's what they are. That's what they market nowadays.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but for my 6th one, I'd agree with Enoch. Sorry, Amart, but yeah, I'd agree with Enoch and say West Ham. I can't include Tottenham or Arsenal anymore unless they have an incredible season next year. And I don't think under Arteta they're going to be any better than what they are this year, except winning twice against Chelsea as always. Yeah. But yeah, I think that covers most of the Arsenal game. Have we missed out on something?
Probably Tuchel's comments at the end.
I was going to mention that because I saw I think the CFCTALK social accounts posted that as well. Him hiding something in training, and I think that's a snapback at Guardiola.
I don't think I saw that. Did he hid something in training?
No, yeah. So he said he mentioned something. He said something was wrong today, which I saw at training as well. And then the reporter goes, "Could you tell us what that was?" And he said, "No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to show you that."
Yeah, okay. I thought he said there was a video of him physically hiding something at training. Okay.
Oh no, I think no. There was a video. There's a video of him talking to the referee. I think it was Andre Manner. Yeah, after the game, and he didn't look too happy. So I'm guessing there was something to do with the penalty decision or a few of the decisions that might have gone wrong.
Yeah, I think what he was pointing at was that he just basically knew the players who were at fault, or he knew the areas that was at fault, but he didn't want to tell the Sky Sports reporter. He was never going to tell if he said this was our mistake or that was our mistake. You can bet Pep will be in a corner somewhere writing it down, or Brendan will be in a corner somewhere writing it down, and they'll use it again. I even tweeted out that just after the game, Pep is definitely going to give Arteta a call, because Pep hasn't been able to beat Tuchel in two meetings, but Arteta somehow beats Tuchel. So he'll give him a call so that they can work again, like the way they used to work at Man City some years ago.
Right, I've been speaking the last 2 minutes with my mic muted. It's a whole season. I think, Cal, if you could go back, and this is not an easy task, but if you can go back and you can find all the clips where I've been speaking, and then after that I've unmuted myself and I said, "Oh, I was on mute." We could probably do an episode on that, like a whole hour-long episode of just me being silent the whole time and just saying, "Oh, I was muted." But yeah, I was just saying let's transition into the FA Cup if that's fine. With the new home kit that's been released today, and I think it's I'm sure Nike's trying to hide this, but my sources at Nike tell me that they're reusing the Croatia kit and they're just using it for Chelsea. I guess they've re-dyed that color and they're like, you know what, we're just going to use this. Save the environment. But one thing I like about this campaign, if I may say, is if you guys notice outside the mega store at Chelsea, it says plastic bottles are not in London or something in the sense. And I hope that's a dig at Spurs. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Actually, see, honestly, I actually like the shirt. I know that this kid is basically like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. And I actually like the shirt, but putting it together with the shorts is really clashing. It's really not a good idea. But just like always, I think coming into this season with our three kits, I don't think anyone liked them at all. Especially remember our famous pink kit. But oh my, the experiences that we've had in that pink kit in the Champions League, that's brought a whole new meaning, I think, a whole new sentimental value. So I'm expecting big things like when we win the Champions League, maybe in that shirt. I mean, that's going to be a pretty special shirt to own.
I mean, Nike has really had a lot of misses when we first started wearing Nike. I don't think they've had necessarily good design. Probably the one before the one we wore when we won the Europa League. I think that would be the only one I'll say was good. Neat plain color, but
even the third kit that season was good.
Yeah, even the third kit that season. I mean, that season, well, like everything was on point, and I really liked it. But apart from that, nothing else.
I think what they did is is it a 3-year deal or is it a 6-year deal? Whatever it was, they just used all the resources on the first season. And they were like, you know what, we'll just pay someone to do half the job. We'll just reuse whatever we've got on the back room.
Yeah, but the jersey, to be like I'm still saying it, the kit, it's really. It's not good. Like, it's not the best. For me, I don't really like it. The only thing I like about it is the color combination. I like the yellow and the blue. I think it works very, very well. I've always been a fan of our yellow kits from 2003. All the yellow kits that we've been wearing, like, I really, really love them. And I think it's rumored that our away kits will also be yellow, which is very nice. Yellow and plain. Because last season, I really, really jealous what's their name? Spurs yellow away kit was so beautiful, like plain and just
that was beautiful.
That was yellow was beautiful. Blue. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what has been rumored that we'll get for the away kit. Probably a different shade of yellow, but it's still yellow, and I really, really like it. But with this one, I know this one will definitely grow up on us. Like, it will definitely if we start winning stuff with it, it will definitely grow on us, definitely. But I don't really like the design, that Croatian checkers thing, and the annoying thing is that it's not just like a one pattern. It's like mixed up. It's like they just it. To be honest, from if you see it first, you think it's like an art and craft project work done by the 4-year-old or 5-year-old or something. Just threw the colors on and decided to draw something in. But the color combination works, and I like that. And it just reminds me of this season's third kit, the Crystal Palace kit. Like Enoch said, the win did wonders for it. Like the 4-0 win at Sevilla did wonders for it, because I can't see that kit without seeing Giroud. And I think I watched one of the women's game against, I've forgotten who it was, but I think it was Reading or somewhere like that, and they won 5-0 or 5-1 or so, and like I just started liking it. It's not something I'll purchase. No, I'll never purchase it. Probably I'll purchase it in 6 years, 7 years time when it becomes a collector's item. But now I'm not purchasing it for $1 million or whatever it is. I'm not going to purchase it because I still see it's hideous. But like, I've just gotten used to it and I've warmed up to it a bit. So I think with this blue one, we'll definitely warm up to it eventually, especially when we start winning stuff. warm up to it, but the design is not good. It's not good. And if you see the rumored Spurs one, it's so much better. Spurs has like a white. It's like a white kit with some nice patterns across from sleeve to sleeve. Very, very beautiful. I don't know why they do good kits for Spurs and then they just shit on us with this bad designs.
I mean, realistically, what's there on a Tottenham kit? You know, every year there's a Chelsea kit. We kind of get to hear to say, oh, this pattern is because like the history or this competition that we won in back in 1950s or 1970s or whatever. And then you see Tottenham, there's no history. It's just a plain kit. It's just white. you can never go wrong with white kit. And I think that's the case with Spurs. So they're like, you know what, we're going to do some designs. And then they look at the trophy cabinet, they're like, empty. You know what, let's move on. Okay. Let's just use that then.
That's true.
No, but I mean, yeah, I guess it's going to be one of those kits that's going to be grown into, I guess, or just like the third kit this season. I, for one, liked the home kit this season, and I wouldn't have minded if they went with something similar or something, you know, like 2012-esque. And I was kind of hoping that they would not release our kits because we might win the Champions League and they might want to add in something to kind of reflect the last season. But yeah, I guess it's going to be one of those kits that you kind of grow into. And talking about kits, actually, there's a giveaway that we're going to be doing soon, so stay tuned for that. Amart, sorry, but you can't win it, or neither can anyone on the team from the CFCTALK podcast.
Watch me make fake accounts, brother. You can't check me if I'm making fake accounts.
Enoch 1, Enoch 2, Enoch 3. No, but yeah. The kit might be bad, but Chelsea in the FA Cup this season have been amazing. So, hopefully another win, a trophy under Tuchel. I'm actually nervous for the game. I was confident for the Champions League final, for the FA Cup final, and now it's just gone all... I just smashed my mic, but it's just gone down the drain. Honestly, I am scared for this game.
I'm not that scared because I feel like we'll turn up when we. I know it's a fair assessment. It's a fair assessment for people to look at our performance against Arsenal and just say, okay, if we are performing like this, we might struggle against Leicester. I really don't think that's the case. I don't think we'll struggle. I think it will be difficult to overcome, but I think we'll get there. I think we'll win it. It's a trophy and it's on the line, and we have to get it because immediately we lose the FA Cup, those parallels are squashed because if we can't win it, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
12. So nobody is going to nobody's going to be talking about parallels anymore. But I think we'll win it. And the Champions League will be a bigger task because we've beaten Pep twice, and I don't think he'll be willing to lose again. And to be fair, I don't think he has ever lost a final. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think he has ever lost a final. And
no, he's lost one final, but that's to Jose Mourinho. But that was long ago.
What final was it? Was it the Champions League?
I think because it was a League Cup final, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Because
it wasn't too big a final.
Yeah, I remember he lost to Jose Mourinho in the semi-final leading to that Champions League that Jose Mourinho won. But I don't think. Yeah, like you're right. I think when Jose Mourinho was in Serie A, right? And no, was in La Liga. That's when he lost to him, probably. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Now I remember. It was the Copa del Rey.
Yeah, Copa del Rey. Yeah. Okay, so that will make sense. Okay, so he's lost one. Okay, then
14 out of 15.
Yeah. It will be very difficult, very, very difficult. He has gone to many finals, won many trophies, and I think it will also be. I know we're talking about the FA Cup, but I've diverted to the Champions League. So let me come back to the FA Cup. So yeah, it will be definitely a win for us. I'm confident that we'll get the win. I think Leicester will bring their A game, but when the trophy's on the line, I'll bet on Chelsea any day. So yeah. Mohammed, are you muted again?
Now he'll
I'll
be
just
like,
leave the
sorry, I'm
podcast.
muted.
I'll just leave.
No, but
No.
but Enoch, you can go ahead. You can just go ahead with your point.
Yeah, go for it.
What was I saying? Wait, I lost my train of thought. Okay, I
No,
think
FA Cup.
I think before this recording, me and Amart were talking about how Arsenal have a definite psychological edge coming into games against Chelsea, because in recent times they've been winning against Chelsea. But I think coming into this, oh no, sorry, I think we have to scrap this point. I got distracted. I was thinking about Champions League all of a sudden. My bad. FA Cup,
Yeah,
right?
okay. Yeah, FA Cup. Sorry.
I was thinking of I was thinking of Pep's bald head, bro. What can I say? Okay. For Leicester, very, very impressive team this season. I think they've impressed quite a lot of people. They are trying their best to get knocked out of the top four at this point, like they do every season. But I don't know.
I like that.
The personalities on the team, I really have to give it to them. I think Brendan
Just to
Rodgers is doing a
interrupt,
great job.
I like how he says that after Chelsea lose to Arsenal and blew up a chance to confirm top four.
Nah. Don't worry. Full faith, bro. Full faith. Nah, but as I was saying, Brendan Rodgers has done a fantastic job with the team. And I think right now Tottenham, if I'm not wrong, are trying to sign him. So I think it would be stupid for him to go to Tottenham at this moment, because Leicester are such a great club at the moment. And yeah, it's going to be a tough match coming into this final, but I don't remember seeing Leicester in the final of any cup competition for a long time. So I think Chelsea have a slight edge in that factor, that it really does it does factor in during the match, like if your club has played a lot of finals, because you're more comfortable on the big stage and all of that. So I think, yeah, Chelsea are going to have an edge, but I don't expect a wide open 3-0, 4-0. None of that. It's going to be a 2-1 or a 3-1 or a 2-0, 1-0. It's not going to be a big wide open goal fest. What about you guys? What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be a very close one. I'm calling penalties again. I'm calling penalties. Leicester is a side that should not be underestimated any sort. They've had an incredible season, and I guess I'd go as far as to say it's a tougher fixture than the FA Cup final last year, and I guess it rides a lot, because if we do win it, then Champions League is technically confirmed, because then there's nothing else that's not parallel. But if we do lose it, I think that confirms that it's 2008 where we lost both the FA Cup and the Champions League. So no pressure. No pressure.
I mean, like you aren't really far. Like with the penalties, if Kepa starts, and I believe Kepa will start. I don't know. I don't think it would be
Kepa redemption from that Man City mess up that happened in the Carabao Cup. That's the redemption we need.
Yeah, I mean, like
if
it's supposed to go to penalties, I'll trust Kepa way more than I'll trust Mendy on penalties.
Yeah, facts,
I think
facts.
Yeah, I think Kepa is a better penalty stopper than Mendy. And the thing too is that Kepa has been the one who has been imposed throughout this FA Cup. Even when we played against City, he was the one imposed. So I don't think it would be entirely fair for him to be dropped out and Mendy just slotted in. But I don't know, like who knows? Probably he might drop him and put Mendy in, and then when we are going to penalties, change him and bring Kepa on. But yeah, like
it will be interesting if he's playing mind games with Brendan Rodgers. Like it'll be a huge move if suddenly you see on the starting lineup this Saturday you see Mendy, because the Leicester team are going to be preparing to face Kepa. They're preparing for those short and inshallahs. Like you take a shot from outside of the box and it just ends up in the back of the net, like Salah-esque, you get me? So it'll be quite a surprise for them suddenly to see our black Spider-Man just standing right there in between the goalposts, right? So I think
Mendy. Yeah, I think Mendy has been so good that even when Kepa is there, they forget to take shots. I think that's it, because
exactly.
even when Kepa is playing this season, when he comes in and Mendy is rested, do you remember any shots on target or anything towards him like last season? I think some of the strikers just forget, because Mendy has been so good at saving those shots that they automatically switch off. They don't really train to be taking shots like what Crystal Palace did some like last season. I don't think it will
Yeah.
happen. But yeah, like you're right. If Kepa is there, they'll definitely be taking shots. They'll definitely be trying shots.
But I think we have to also credit our defense for this, because other than this, some little showings against like West Bromwich and stuff like that, and this like mistake against them, our defense has been really impenetrable. We have to really give it to our defenders. Like, everyone is doing so well that the goalkeepers, when they have to make saves, and I'm not going to say they don't have a job, but they are really reducing the workload that the goalkeepers have. Like,
Yeah.
playing this three at the back formation really has papered up a lot of cracks that last, like earlier this season when we were playing four at the back. It was very plain to see.
Mohammad.
No, I agree. No, sorry, I wasn't on mute. I was just kind of thinking what I need to say next.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a must game. It's a game that we need to win at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how, play 90 minutes of defensive football and score in the 91st minute. I don't care. Play the most scrappiest football, just score one goal and win. I don't care. I just want to say we won the FA Cup this year and then move on to the Champions League. Because the way I look at it is if we win these two trophies, we're going for the Club World Cup as well as the Community Shield, which I guess they're not as important as the other trophies, but it's still something to add on to silverware. And for a season which has been such a roller coaster, where we've sacked a manager mid-season, we've gone from 9th to 4th to the Champions League final. It would be the perfect top off, and it would be the perfect start to a Tuchel era, leading up to next season, where we're probably going to be favourites to win the Premier League. I can say, hopefully, with a few additions and a few players leaving. But yeah, I think must win for us.
Yeah. I think that's it. Oh, Mohammed.
Yeah, I think I was just going to wait for you guys to continue for that.
No, I think I made my point and he made his point. So your point was kind of like the last one.
Nice little outro now.
Okay. Yeah, I think that covers both the games then. Chelsea losing to Arsenal is just the Chelsea thing to do, and then hopefully winning against Leicester this weekend in the FA Cup semi-final and bringing home the FA Cup. So thank you guys for listening in, I guess. Make sure to like, rating, add it to your playlist. Share it with your friends, and make sure to subscribe, because we're going to be giving away a Chelsea shirt. Hopefully we'll try and arrange and see if we can do a 2022 one. Because we were gonna originally do a winner chooses whichever shirt they want, because of the reaction that everyone has to the new shirt, and kind of not everybody wants it. So we'll probably try and see what we can do, but that should be coming in the next few days, hopefully on a few of our social media pages, and it'll be different for our platforms. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.